Hey guys, what is up? It is AJ here, and today we have a new video, and this time I'll be going over my 2022 NHL mock draft. So, I am not the most NHL prospect friendly, especially with this year's draft. A lot of things were up in the air. I really wasn't looking forward to it as an Islander fan because I wasn't expecting to be into it. But I do know the top few guys. I know some of the mid guys. Some of the later guys had to do some research on, and I will give some okay descriptions on what I know about the guys from what I've read from Pronman and other prospect scout guys all over Twitter and the hockey world. So, I did this for 2019. I think I'm gonna go back and react to my 2019 video. I mean, it's gonna be really bad. This one's not gonna be great, but that one compared to this one will be really bad. I already know. I think I had Mo Sider dropping. I think I had him going like 15 or 18 because I knew nothing about him. I knew everything about like the Byrams and the other guys. I knew Sider had a high ceiling, but I wasn't really sure if he was going to hit it. And safe to say, he hit it. So yeah, let's see how many of these we'll get wrong. I might react to this video also a week or two after the draft. I'm going to say I'm going to get 8 picks right. The draft's kind of hard to get correct. I did some random picks too, like picks, maybe not the best guy available, maybe a team fit, maybe a guy off the board, because it's the NHL draft. It's never as straightforward as you'd expect, as we know. So without further ado, let's get into it. And the first pick will be Shane Wright to the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I know Juraj Slafkovsky. I don't know how to say his name yet. I know Juraj has been really getting some hype, and potentially there's what's it called? Rumors that the Canadiens will take him. I don't think the Canadiens don't take Shane Wright here. Shane Wright's the guy. He's been the guy for the last 3 years now for this draft. He's an underager, went to Kingston. Kingston? I think Kingston, yeah. He's the guy. It's Shane Wright. Up next, the New Jersey Devils select Juraj Slafkovsky. That might have been it. He is also a really high upside. Obviously, he's number 2 in the draft. He was in the Olympics this year for Czechoslovakia. He's a good player. We'll see what he can do. Good fit, good ad. We move. Number 3, we got Logan Cooley for the Arizona Coyotes with their old logo. They couldn't find the PMG of the new one. Or PNG, sorry. PMG is a hockey card thing. So Logan Cooley, it's pretty straightforward. The top 3, in my opinion, is what everyone else has. I think the top 4 is what everyone has as well. But Logan Cooley, another good pick, another good player for Arizona to possibly ruin. Number 4, for the Seattle Kraken, we have Simon Nemec, the best defenseman in the draft. Everyone has him going top 4, or at least 3 to 4. I think he's going to go 4 because Cooley's going to go to Arizona. So I have the Kraken going with Nemec after they had Matty Beniers last year in the first round. So it makes sense to take the best defenseman on the board, start building up a little bit of a core eventually. Up next, we have my first kind of off-the-board pick in 5, with the Flyers going for Cutter Gauthier. I think he can go anywhere from 5 to 8. But if he went 5, he would fit Philly's persona, so I could see that being a reason why they take him. I had them taking Matt Boldy a few years ago. They took Cam York instead. It's either him or David Jiricek, the second best defenseman in the class for now. But we'll see. Number 6, we have the Blue Jackets taking Joakim Kemell. Even though Jiricek does drop in my mock draft, I still think they're going to go Joakim Kemell, try to boost up the forward core with a good, safe prospect at 6. At number 7, we have the Ottawa Senators finally getting a steal in David Jiricek at number 7. That'd be a massive get for them at that spot. He's looked at as the second best defenseman in the class, but you never know. It is the NHL draft. I think if they land him at 7, it'd be very good for them. Will it happen? I don't think so. But I'm going to try to, put on the provocative vision and put him at 7. Why not? Let's see if we can get a little feisty. Let's see if we can change things up. I mean, we're not changing the NHL draft rooms up, but like, if the Flyers do go Cutter Gauthier, everything will be mixed up a little bit. I don't think Jirecek's a lock at 5. There's a good chance he goes at 5, but I wanted to go a little bit riskier. At number 8, we have Jonathan Lekkerimaki. I honestly did not hear about this guy until I did some research yesterday, and apparently he's a through-and-through sniper, and he just sounds like a Detroit Red Wing player and a Stevie Yzerman pick. If Steven Yzerman picks this guy, he's going to be a stud. It's Steven Yzerman. Come on. If he picks him, it'll go great places. He sounds like a really good offensive tooled prospect. I mean, most of these guys are because they're from the first round. But besides the point, yeah, he's a through-and-through sniper. He has a great shot. NHL ready/proven shot, I think Pronman said. And it just makes sense that the Red Wings will get a guy similar to that at 8. Number 9, we have Savoie drop into the Sabres. At one point, he was looked at to be the number 2 to 3 guy, I think, last year of the draft. He was never going to pass Wright, but he really, I won't say fell off, but his stock lowered this season. I don't have the stats in front of me what he put up, but he still is a very good prospect, and him dropping to 9 is a godsend for the Buffalo Sabres, because if they can get him back to where he was supposed to be, anything can happen. It's the NHL draft. I mean, they're starting to build a really nice core with Peyton Krebs, Dylan Cousins. They have Tuck now. They have Owen Power coming in. They have Jack Quinn coming in. They have Paterka. They have a lot of good young players, and adding Savoie to that lineup would be very nice in the future. Sorry. At number 10, we have one of the more interesting players and picks in the draft, with the Anaheim Ducks picking Marco Kaspar. Kaspar is regarded to be the best two-way center in the draft. So I've even seen some give him the comparison of being similar to Patrice Bergeron, which is a big task. But I mean, hey, if that's what he is, I didn't make the comparison. I can't get blamed for it. But yeah, Marco Kaspar at 10, he can go from anywhere from 10 to even 20. I saw in some mock drafts. I think the Ducks might take him as a pick here, get a safer, guaranteed, I'd say, second to third line center. Obviously, he's not going to be over as Zegras. I think McTavish could play center, but I think they're going to try to put him on the wing. So you have Kaspar as your 2C for the future. Even as a good third center, he'll get the job done. Speaking of guys who've dropped their stock, we got Brad Lambert going to the San Jose Sharks. He was a consensus top 5 pick, 4 or 5 mainly, going into the year. His stock went down a little bit, but he's still a really good player. So, I mean, any team getting him at 11 to even the Islanders at 13, Brad Lambert's a sick pick. It's almost a home run of a pick if he's there. He can go anywhere from 11 to, I saw the mocks have him at 15, 16, so he can go anywhere around there. Wouldn't shock me. But I think if he's there at San Jose, which he will be, I think they should take him. Will they take him? Probably not. But I think Brad Lambert is going to be pretty good in the NHL. Up next at number 12, we have the Blue Jackets going Denton Mateychuk. He's regarded as one of the best defensemen in the class. I mean, he's big. He can get it done. I think it's a good pick for them. I think they'll do it. Will they do it? We'll see, though. Up next at 13, we have the New York Islanders. Yeah. Going Connor Geekie. I spelled Connor Geekie's name wrong. So he has one N. So he already fits in with Matthew Barzal, who is 1T. He's such a good player. The only thing with him is his speed. I really want Connor Geekie. I've won Connor Geekie from the get-go. If we were going to be bad this year, I'm like, we're not going to be bad enough to get top 5, most likely. So, you know what? Connor Geekie would be a fine prospect to get. He's well-sized. All he needs to do is work on the speed, and he could be a very good NHL player. But I also don't want to make a pick. I want to trade it for Chychrun, hopefully. We'll see. But at 13, this is considering no trades are happening, Connor Geekie. At 14, we have the Winnipeg Jets going Kevin Korchinski. I really did not know too much about this guy, but with the Jets, I saw this guy was definitely in a bunch of mock drafts around 12 to 17. So the Jets could go with any position here besides goalie, obviously. I mean, they could go goalie and pull a Florida Panthers, but yeah, I mean, Pierre-Luc Dubois wants out now. Apparently, he's going to be gone in 2 years, saying he will be going to test for the free agency. So they can go anywhere. They're kind of screwed, even though they still have Wheeler, Scheifele, Kyle Connor. They have a sick team, but like everything just doesn't work for them for some reason. That team with that locker room. At number 15, we got Pavel Mintyukov going to Vancouver. I really don't know too much about him. I'm pretty sure what I was reading, he was a decently high upside offensive defenseman. I could see this pick not working out, but I could also see it being one of the best picks in the draft kind of thing. If that's the case, I might have misread it on him, but we move. At 16, we have the Buffalo Sabres going Lee and Biscull. I mean, the Sabres have so many picks, so they're going to spread it out a little bit. Go with one of the Swedish defensemen and hope for the best. You have Biscull, you'll have Power, you'll have Dahlin. They're building it. Hopefully they could correct everything, their mistakes from the previous years, and have everyone do their job. At number 17, we have the Nashville Predators going Frank Nazar. This kind of is similar to the Zegras pick. A lot of people are hyping up Frank Nazar, and he's going to be a pretty good player. But I don't see him going earlier than he's supposed to, even though that everyone kind of agrees that he's going to be a good player in the NHL. I don't know. Same thing was like I said, was with Caulfield and Zegras. I mean, Caulfield was different because he was undersized. Zegras probably should have went higher in that draft. Definitely looking back at it now. I cannot wait to go react to my 2019 draft reactions because it's crazy. Now it's going to be the third draft since that draft class, and a lot of things have changed. At 18, we have Seamus Casey going to the Dallas Stars. This one's completely off the board. This guy's probably going to be a second-round pick, but there's always that one guy that was a second-round pick or even a third-round pick that somehow ends up going in the first round, and that will be Seamus Casey. High offensive upside to him. I have seen some clips of him. I won't say I watched his tape, but I've seen some clips of him. Good skater, can move the puck well. You never know. Dallas is going to eventually need to replace John Klingberg, who's probably going this offseason. So that's going to be the future guy going alongside Miro and Thomas Harley. We'll see. At 19, we have Danila Yurov, who is looked at as one of the more high risk, low reward. Is that the right saying? High risk, high reward. Sorry. High risk, high reward players of the draft. He's looked at as a top 12 talent, potentially. But a lot of people have him going later in the first round, obviously. So, I tried to take all the mock drafts and what I know about these guys. I did not know anything about Danila Yurov, but apparently he's a very good talent. Played in the KHL, obviously. I really love the KHL, that KHL crest. I do want to get a Sorokin KHL jersey eventually. But, yeah, Yurov at 19, one of the more high risk, high reward picks of the draft. And at number 20, we have the Washington Capitals selecting Ryan Chesley. I don't really know too much about him either, but I know that he's obviously a first-round defenseman. People had him going anywhere from 18 to 26, I believe. The Capitals could always use help on the back end. It's a draft pick. I really don't know too much about Ryan Chesley, to be honest. But at number 21, we have Tristan Luneo. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I know he's one of the more highly touted guys in the draft, but he still is expected to drop. He could go over Ryan Chesley. It's the NHL draft. Anything can happen. I'm throwing out not random guys. I'm putting guys in spots they could go around, and, you never know. Like, the Capitals should probably take Tristan Luneo over Ryan Chesley, but they might not. I think Tristan Luneo is the best late first-round defenseman in the draft. I'd take him over Chesley and the other guys I'm going to mention. Pittsburgh getting him would be a steal, but in the perfect world, the Capitals would probably take him, but we're here for the chaos. At 22, we have Isaac Howard going to the Anaheim Ducks. Howard, similar to Juraj, is one of the wingers in this draft that has a quote-unquote high upside, but also has a very low ceiling, or low floor. So, anything could really happen with him. He could be a top 5 player in this draft. He could also just never play an NHL game, but that is the risk with the late first-round picks. Yeah, he's very similar to Juraj in the whole hit-or-miss standpoint people were saying when I was reading up about him. But other than that, I mean, it's a late first-round pick they got for, what's-his-face, Hampus Lindholm. It's not a bad pick. Could be worse. And at 23, we have the best name in the draft, going to the St. Louis Blues, Rutger McGroarty. Yeah, I mean, what a name, what a player, guaranteed Hall of Famer. Sarcasm, just kind of clarify. At 24, we have the Minnesota Wild going Owen Pickering. With all their issues cap-wise this year, they're probably going to be looking to get a defenseman because Dumba's probably gone. For the future defensively, they only have... I mean, Spurgeon's older. Dumba might be gone. They have Kalen and Addison. They do have a lot of guys on the left side that are coming up, I'm pretty sure. And I believe Owen Pickering's on the right side, or it's vice versa. Owen Pickering, solid defenseman. I'd put him over Chesley, personally. But it's a fine pick. I mean, it's 24. You're not expecting anything too crazy there. Wait till he becomes next Bobby Orr, but yeah. At 25, we have the Leafs getting Liam Ogren. I can already hear and see the Twitter compilations being made of all his goals, hyping him up as a savior, and the player that will push them past the first round. It's Toronto. He's a good player. I saw a few of his highlights. He's a good player. Yeah, not really much more to be said. I believe he played on the Red Bulls team, though, in Europe. Might have been another guy, but I do like the Red Bulls team in Europe. I don't know what league they play in, though, so that's kind of awkward. At 26, we have the Montreal Canadiens going Jiricek. This pick, I had him this guy could go literally anywhere. I don't know too much about Jiricek, but the Canadiens have another pick after us, I'm pretty sure. So I see him taking a risk on a high potential center. He can go anywhere from, he can be anything from a 2 to 3 C is what I heard. So we'll see about that. 27, we have the Coyotes again picking Sam Renzel. They already picked what's-his-face Logan Cooley in the first round, so move it to the back end, especially with them losing a guy like Chicken hopefully this offseason. The New York Islanders go Sam Renzel. He'll be there in a few years. Decent little defenseman. I don't really know how to explain his game too much. Good moving the puck. Good in transition. I mean, it's a late first-round pick. It's what you'd expect. So, nothing too crazy on the high reward side, but he is a good NHL prospect. At 28, we have the Buffalo Sabres going Philip Messer. Another guy, similar to the other guys, could work out for Buffalo. If he does, that's a very talented pool. But late first-round picks are always iffy. We've seen them before, and it's never going to not be guaranteed, even as scouting does get better and better. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I wouldn't be shocked. At 29, we have the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah, I cut off the S. My apologies. Selecting Nathan Gonchar. Gotcher. He played for the Quebec Ramparts. I could read. But, another late first-round pick. Could work out. He could be a 2 to 3 C for the Oilers under McDavid, hopefully. But, late first-round pick, so be advised. At 30, this is an interesting one. And Ivan Miroshnichko. Ivan Miroshnichko. There we go. He had a disease. I believe it was. I don't know what it was. I don't want to say it was one of those. It was a bad disease, but it was a curable disease at least. And he's back on the ice. He was a consensus top 12, 15 pick apparently going into this year's draft class before this came out. So, it sucks that something he can't control like a disease, like Hodgkin's lymphoma, I believe, would, derail his season and his draft stock. But good for him that he's back playing, obviously. And, it's a very good story. So, hopefully we'll be a first rounder. And he's a very good prospect, obviously, if he was projected to go 10 to 12 before everything happened. At number 31, we have Reed Schaefer. I don't know anything about him, but apparently the Seattle Thunderbirds are supposed to have 2 guys around the first round. If Tampa makes a pick, they make the pick. If not, it wouldn't shock me. Around 31, around 30 to now 32, anything can happen because it's literally, early second round guys moving up. Even early third guys that a team really wants could be picked, as the Islanders took Simon Holmstrom a few years ago, but, And last but not least, we have the Arizona Coyotes finishing the first round with Jimmy Snuggard. So, let's see how wrong I was and how little I knew about these prospects in about a week. Week or two? I think it's July 3rd. So, yeah, about 2 weeks, we'll see how wrong I was about the draft. I think I was wrong about the draft day. I think the draft day is the 7th. So, even later, I'll be wrong. Cool. So, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you did. I'm going to react to the 2019 draft class. I'm kind of excited to do that one. But we move. So if you guys did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. Peace out, everyone. Have a good one.